All right, you guys. So today, obviously, as you can see the setup here, we have a very special review. Um, but for today, I just wanted to show my two Rexes that I got in the mail yesterday, the HasCon exclusive. Got these from Hasbro. They came in fairly good condition. One of these, which is going to be the one that I opened, one I'm going to keep in the box. The inside packaging is a little damaged a little bit, just crinkled up a little bit. There's some crinkles in there, nothing major, but that's going to be the figure that I open and that I will review probably tomorrow. So you can look forward to a review of the Rex figure tomorrow. But I wanted to let you guys know that I did have him in hand. And but today, we are going to review Thrawn right here, baby. All right, guys. So we're going to get a look at both of these boxes here today, starting with our Black Series Thrawn here. I was able to pick up this Black Series Thrawn on Force Friday. Very happy that I was able to get him. But to get a look at the box here, guys, and I want to make sure I get everything in the frame there. We have our typical Black Series box, black and red theme with the Star Wars logo, Black Series underneath it, our sketch of the figure on the inside in the corner, our window for the figure, complete with his weapon there as well. And I apologize for the glare there, guys. I apologize for that. And then, of course, we have Grand Admiral Thrawn, his name and all of that information there in the corner there as well. And then getting a look on the side of the box, we have Grand Admiral Thrawn and his name in large letters shaded in the background. And then, of course, on the back of the box, we have our information on Thrawn. He is number 47 in the Black Series line. And just to give you guys a good look at the information on the back of the box here, guys, there it is, guys. If you want to read it, please pause the video. So there all that information is. And of course, we have again, a sketch of Grand Admiral Thrawn there. Again, he is number 47 in the Black Series line. And then, of course, back over to the front of the packaging. So very cool, typical for our Black Series box. But we're not so much interested in this box. We know how these boxes look. We've seen these a million times and they haven't changed in about, what, a couple of years now. But this particular box, we really haven't seen this box, especially in this type of size. And we have seen the color scheme. However, if you've seen any photos of the HasCon Rex, which I just showed there, and then of course our Obi-Wan Force Ghost exclusive also comes with a blue shaded theme as well. So very cool. And I love that theme for the exclusive. Kind of separates them from your typical releases like this one right here. So very cool. So getting a look at our Thrawn box here, he comes with a plastic cover over the front of the box in a triangular shape with the Star Wars logo there, and it also his particular logo right there shaded behind the Star Wars logo. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll probably try to bring the box a little bit closer so you can see it, but there it is, kind of shaded there in the background. Very cool. And then if you are a fan of Rebels, and if you notice on his Star Destroyer, you'll notice the same imprint underneath the bottom of his Star Destroyer, in case anyone didn't know that, but that is very cool. So, and then of course, behind the plastic little piece here, we have our image of Thrawn, very stern image of Thrawn there. And then of course, we have his name shaded there on the side of the box. So very cool design for our exclusive figure here. So getting a look at the side of the box, no text or anything there, just our nice shade of blue. And then on the back of the box there, we get all of our information on Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I'm gonna pull that a little bit closer so you guys can read all that information there. I actually have not read this information. I probably should take a look at this information here. but very, very cool. And then guys, on the back of the box, as I had mentioned earlier, as you can see, here is Thrawn's destroyer, and I don't know the exact name of his destroyer. I'm gonna kind of move the box to the side so you guys can get a good look at that. But there is a picture of Thrawn's destroyer and the imprint that is underneath that destroyer. So absolutely cool and very awesome. And now that I even think about it, because I was wondering why they decided to use the triangle form for the plastic, but now I get it. That triangle form is actually his destroyer, and that's what they chose to use for this plastic piece. So this would actually be his destroyer, and the symbol that's underneath his destroyer. So very, very cool design for the packaging of this box, guys. And then of course we swing it over to the other side of the box where we do get a bit of text. We get our Imperial symbol there. We also have the name of the character. Of course, there is no numbering for any of the exclusives there. So that is absolutely cool. So very, very cool packaging for our exclusive Thrawn Sdcc set. And we are going to open these boxes up and get a look at both of the contents on the inside. All right, you guys, so we're going to get a look at our Black Series retail version of Grand Admiral Thrawn. So getting a close-up look at the figure. Absolutely wonderful head sculpt. Very, very cool detail on the uniform. We have his ranking symbols there. We have the little coded pins there, which grants them access in and out of certain areas on their destroyers and whatnot, and throughout the Imperial facilities. So very cool 360 spin on this figure. Absolutely wonderful officer's uniform, very clean looking uniform. So he is absolutely cool. Love the red eyes. Blue skin is absolutely cool for our Grand Admiral Thrawn figure. And then of course we have his weapon as well. We're going to get a good look at his weapon here. So guys, getting a look at the weapon here, and I apologize if it is blurred. So it's just a standard gray weapon, but very interesting design on the weapon. It seems to have two points on either end of the weapon. Then you have your trigger and handle there, but it's all in one shade of gray. No particular paint, different paint apps or anything of that nature on the weapon, but still cool nonetheless. The weapon fits very nicely and neatly in his holster here. Let's demonstrate that. So there you have his weapon in the holster. So very cool and very awesome. So let's get a look at articulation. And again, guys, as always, I just pulled him out the box, so he is going to be a bit stiff. But we're going to start with the high knee. So very cool. It gives you a very good high knee. It is hampered a bit by the uniform, as you can see. As I pull it up, the uniform presses it back down, but that's okay because it still gets up there pretty high. And then we go straight out with the leg. So very, very good. Even with the uniform kind of hampering that a bit, you still get a pretty good lift going forward. Going back with the knee, he's going to give you a back bend knee of that far. Pretty good, not too bad. And then of course you also get your thigh swivel for each leg, so you are good there as well. In our arm area, you are going to get a arm bend that's to that degree, so very, very good. Going back, straightened out, very, very good. Going straight out to the side, very, very good. And then of course you are going to get your typical 360 range in the arm area, so you're all good there with your articulation. And then also in the foot area, you're going to get a bit of down there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's as far down as he's going to get. Not as good as some other figures that we reviewed here recently. Also going up, not as good as some figures that we've reviewed recently here, but there is some range there, just not a lot. So not too bad there, but I wish it was a bit better in the ankle. There you are going to get a rocker on the ankle. So there's a, I don't know if you guys can even tell that it moved, but it is there, guys. I promise you. It's just the range is not that great in the ankle area. In the wrist area, you are going to get a very good back bend on the wrist, a very good forward bend on the wrist. So that's going to work very good for your weapon posing needs there. Then of course also you're going to get that spin in the wrist as well. So you will be able to get that range as well in the wrist. And then of course you also have your forearm swivel as well in the arm. So very, very good. And then if we go to the ab area, you are not a lot to the side. There is some, there's a nudge. So there he goes that way to the right, a little bit to the left, but not a lot of movement there. And then if we go back, there is a nudge to the back and then a nudge going forward. So I've seen better on figures, but not bad. You're still good with your articulation there. And then in the head area, of course, you're going to get your typical good spin right to left. And then looking up, there is again a nudge that allows him to look up. And then of course there is a slight nudge that allows him to look down. And I don't know if you guys can even see. Also in the head, you're going to get, there's a little bit of nudge back and forth to give him that confused look that we like to get when someone says something stupid. So you do have that available to you as well. So I've seen better on a lot of figures, especially the new ones, but you know, this it will do for your needs for Admiral Thrawn. Even though in Rebels they do show him in a very physical state. He is a very physical figure in Rebels now that he is canon. So he is obviously has seen a lot of action. His fight with Callus last season, and then of course his training with some of the bots there. So we know that this guy is going to see some action. And then of course we know the action that he saw with the Bendu in the season finale last year. So Grand Admiral Thrawn is most definitely, not only is he a tactician, but he definitely can get down physically as well. So very cool figure. Love the articulation on this guy. So very cool figure. Love the articulation on our Black Series figure. As always, I've seen better articulation in certain areas, but again, it's still going to serve your needs, and he's an absolutely very, very cool figure. But this, unfortunately, is not the star of the show here today. The star of the show is the Sdcc exclusive pack, so let's get a look. All right, you guys, so we have our Sdcc Grand Admiral Thrawn package all open here. We have both of our Thrawns here available. So we're going to get a quick comparison between the two figures, see if there's any differences between the exclusive and the retail release. I know with certain figures, there has been some differences between the exclusive release and the retail release. Slight differences, so we'll see if that's also the case here as well. But getting a look on the inside of the exclusive Sdcc Thrawn Black Series package here, we have obviously some artifacts that he likes to collect. So very, very cool. And I apologize, guys, the box is brand new, so it doesn't want to open up as it should. But there is a good look at all of those artifacts that Thrawn has collected in his collection. He is a collector, like we are, guys, and that is one of the things that makes this character so special to a lot of us collectors, because he is also a collector himself. One artifact in particular here to take note of for my Rebel fans, that is Hera's family heirloom right there, as we found out last season in Rebels. So very, very cool addition to the accessories on this particular package. We also have the Temple Guard mask right there. So absolutely cool. We also have our Clone Trooper helmet there, bucket right there. So very, very cool. Also the Holy Grail there, if you will. And then the other thing here that's really, really cool, and I never even realized this, and not even during the episode where we got to see all of these artifacts on Rebels, but this is a lightsaber that is a part of his, or a hilt at least, that's a part of his collection. Now, whose lightsaber this is, I don't know, and I can't recall any discussion online that I've ever seen revealing whose saber that is. So very, very cool and very interesting. If you guys do know whose saber this is in Thrawn's collection, if you've heard anything about this or saw something online in regards to that, please put those comments down low, because I would be really interested to find out whose saber that is in Thrawn's collection. And then, of course, we also have this artifact as well. So very, very cool, very awesome. And then also at the top here, and forgive me guys, because I'm not a Legends or EU specialist, so I do not know the name of these two particular creatures, but they do have a name. They have not been made canon. Well, I guess they have been made canon to a certain extent, because they the symbol most definitely appears in Rebels of these two figures, but we haven't received any information canon-wise on these particular creatures. But very, very cool and very awesome that it is included here with your set. We do now have Thrawn's chambers, so awesome, awesome set, and very cool addition to the collection. Getting a real good close-up look at all the accessories that come with our Grand Admiral Thrawn Sdcc exclusive Black Series. Very cool, very cool. Awesome, 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 awesome display. I mean, box art and packaging is one of my favorite things in toy collecting, and they nailed it with this one. Very, very cool, guys. Very, very cool. I do suggest, if you have an opportunity, to pick one of these up. All right, you guys. And then I also wanted to get you guys a close-up look at both of the figures to kind of do a comparison without actually having to take the SD exclusive out of the box. But we are going to do our comparison here. So looking at both figures, I think it's the same exact figure, same exact mold, same exact face sculpt. I examined both of them together very closely, and all of the lines in the face are exactly the same. The position of the eyebrows are exactly the same. Shade of the skin, everything is exactly the same. So you are essentially getting the same exact figure, less the additional accessories that you see here in the Sdcc exclusive. So absolutely cool. And if you do have an opportunity to pick up one of these Sdcc exclusive, Thrawn exclusives here for the Black Series line, I most definitely would recommend you picking it up. I did pick this up for a fairly decent price, considering what it's going for on eBay. I picked this up for about 80 bucks. Your typical price range on this on eBay currently is anywhere from about $85 to $100 on this thing, depending on where you get it. So, guys, what I want to know from you is this something that you may pick up for your collection? Or have you already picked this up for your collection? If you have already picked this up for your collection, please share your thoughts down below in the comments. I really would like to hear your thoughts on this. I think it's an amazing addition to any collection. And again, if you do have an opportunity to pick one of these up, I would most definitely suggest that you pick this thing up, because it is absolutely awesome. So guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.